Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to get this orange kind of smoky eye and vampy lip. I did this look a few days ago and I posted it on my Instagram and everyone just really seemed to love it, and of course it was one of those looks that I didn't film. I feel like I always don't film looks that I like love and am in love with because I'll just kind of get on like this creative spike and then think I'm just going to be doing a natural eye and then end up with something like this. Honestly, I could wear this like every day. Like I feel like this is going to be kind of my go-to from now on because I love the way this looks. Also, for those of you who own the 35O palette from Morphe, you could definitely use that palette for this look. I just don't have it myself because it's always out of stock and I just keep telling myself that I don't need it. But after doing this look, I'm kind of like, do I need it? So I think I kind of convinced myself that I need that palette in my life. So next time it's in stock, I'm definitely gonna stock up on that baby. But if you guys do already own that palette, then you could definitely use that palette to create this look instead of having to use multiple palettes like I did. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and if you guys want to see how to get this makeup look that I'm wearing right now, then just keep watching.
Hey guys, so I'm starting by priming my eyes using a little bit of concealer, and then I'm going to be setting that with a translucent powder. And this is just going to help ensure that the shadows go on nice and smooth and not patchy looking. For the first shade, I'm using Caramel by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This has been my favorite warm transition shade at the moment. And then just below that, I'm going to be using the shade Morocco, which is also by Anastasia Beverly Hills, to start building a nice orange gradient effect. Next, I'm taking this bright orange shimmery shade from Morphe and dusting that through the crease as well. And for the outer corner, I'm going to be using this deep cranberry shade by Morphe on a more dense blending brush, and I'm going to be buffing that into the outer V and up in the crease area as well. And I just like to go back and blend everything by just alternating my blending brushes to make sure that everything is nice and soft and there's no harsh edges. For the lid, I'm using the shade Flamethrower, which is one of the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, and I'm going to be packing that onto the lid using a flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to be applying that from inner corner to outer corner. And dampening your brush with some Fix Plus or also eye drops will make the shade really pop and give a more metallic finish, and this will work for any kind of metallic or foiled eyeshadow like this. And then just to make sure that there isn't a harsh line where I applied the lid color, I'm just going to be going back in with the dense brush and dusting that back and forth through the crease. And to conceal, I'm using the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay, then using a little bit of the new Makeup Forever Concealer just to really brighten everything up. And then I'm just using a damp beauty blender to press that into the skin. And then to bake the under eyes, I'm going to be using my favorite Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to be applying that with a dry wedge sponge and letting that sit for a few minutes while I set my foundation with a face powder. The one that I'm going to be using is by Makeup Forever, and this is just going to help make blending out my bronzer and contour and all of that a whole lot easier. That way it doesn't patch up into my foundation and make it difficult to blend. And apparently my bra straps were trying to be the star of today's show, so we're just going to ignore them because they're so rude. So going back with my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to press the loose powder into my skin, and then that way any extra product or anything like that will be absorbed into the sponge. And then I'm just going to dust over my entire face with a large fluffy brush to ensure no product is left sitting on the skin. For the under eye area, I'm just using the same lighter shades from before and running that along the lower lid, and then I'm just going to use whatever is left over from the lid shade and applying that to the lower lash line. To keep the brow bone looking nice and light, I'm just dusting a little bit of white shadow to the brow bone and blending downwards. And to bronze, I'm using this Milani face powder that I recently purchased and have been really loving, and I'm just going to apply that all over to give an overall wash of color. I will be avoiding the under eye area and also my chin just because I want to keep those areas still nice and light. For contouring, I'm using a Makeup Forever contour palette, and I believe this is the shade Medium Neutral. I'm not sure exactly. And I'm just using that to hollow out my cheekbones and also slim down my big old forehead. And bronzing before you contour really just helps make this much easier to blend out and keep it looking as natural as possible. Just make sure you're always using a very small amount of product and building from there, because it's very difficult to get rid of too much product once you apply it to your face. So to keep those cheekbones looking nice and chiseled, I'm going to be using a banana powder, and I'm just going to apply that underneath the hollows of my cheeks and anywhere else that I want to keep nice and bright. And for blush, I'm using Luminoso by Milani for a gorgeous peachy glow on the apples of my cheeks, and this is just really perfect for this eye look as well. It goes really nicely. Then I just applied a little bit of mascara, and then I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes, which right now I'm using Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics, and I'm just packing that into the inner corner and tear duct area. Then I went ahead and popped on some House of Lashes Siren lashes, and you can just really see how lashes add so much to this look. So then after letting that banana powder sit for a few minutes, I'm just going to lightly dust it off using a Morphe brush, which I don't know what this one is exactly, but it is definitely one of my favorites right now. To highlight, I'm starting off with Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics using a large fan brush. Then I'm going to top that off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood for a true beam of light radiating from the heavens glow. And this has become one of my favorite highlighting brushes. I don't know how I ever lived without a fan brush up until now, because this thing honestly gives me life, and it just makes blending it out and making it look natural so easy, and it's honestly just amazing. Then I'm just adding a tad bit more blush to blend into my highlight. And then for my lips, I'm going to be first lining my lips using MAC Current, and then only fill in the outer corners and right down the center, and doing so will help give a very nice pouty lipped effect. And to top that off, I'm using the new MAC Liquid Lipstick in the shade High Drama. So then lastly, I'm just spritzing my face with some Fix Plus on all of the highlighted areas, and then the Urban Decay De-Slick on the rest of my face to complete this look. Enjoyed this tutorial. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.